In a small town, where time seemed to move at the pace of quiet contemplation, there lived a wise old man. The reputation of his wisdom reached far beyond the town's borders, and his life stood as a testament to humility and a quiet devotion to meditation on the deeper mysteries of existence. People from many different backgrounds traveled great distances seeking his guidance, and they invariably returned home with lighter hearts and clearer minds. One day, a restless young man, excessively talkative by nature and well known for his compulsion to constantly share stories and opinions with anyone he met, came to visit the sage. Despite all his talking, the young man carried an inner emptiness that no conversation could ever fill. The wise man, carefully observing the scattered nature of the young man's spirit, offered him a transformative challenge: to live in absolute silence for 7 days. At each sunrise, the elder would share a pearl of wisdom, a vital principle for living in harmony. On the first day, the sage instructed, "Never reveal the secrets of others. What is entrusted to you must be treated as sacred and remain hidden. To betray trust is to sow conflict, destroying the very foundations of human relationships." The young man absorbed the lesson on the inviolability of trust. On the second day, the wisdom shared was this: do not reveal all of your plans. Not everyone truly wants to see you succeed. When you expose your intentions to just anyone, you may unknowingly invite unnecessary obstacles and resistance. Let the strength of your actions speak for themselves. The young man began to reflect on the value of discretion. On the third day, the teaching was to avoid sharing personal complaints. Spreading the negativity of dissatisfaction does not resolve conflict. Instead, it poisons the environment and those who listen. Seek reconciliation or forgiveness, but never spread emotional poison. The young man internalized the need for emotional self-mastery. On the fourth day, the sage said, "Do not boast about your good deeds. True generosity is selfless and does not seek reward or public recognition. Allow your actions to create unseen waves of goodwill, felt deeply but never announced." A profound and serene inner peace began to take root within him. On the fifth day, the instruction was to refrain from discussing the faults and mistakes of others. This habit is destructive and ultimately feeds unchecked pride and resentment. Actively seek understanding and empathy, for imperfection is a universal human condition. The young man realized the importance of cultivating compassion. On the sixth day, the sage advised, "Never express your fears without clear purpose. Voicing them without conscious restraint gives others unnecessary power over your vulnerabilities. Face your fears with the courage found in introspection." The young man discovered the strength that exists in silence and self-awareness. On the seventh day, the sage shared his final wisdom, saying, "Avoid speaking about your wealth or possessions. These are superficial measures that do not define your true worth or character. Real wealth resides in the priceless assets of the heart and the mind." At the end of the week of silence and introspection, the young man was transformed. The constant urge to speak had vanished, replaced by genuine contentment in quietude, newly discovered wisdom through self-reflection, and strength forged in silent discipline. He thanked the sage and continued on his path, having learned the 7 essential things that must be kept to oneself, not as secrets, but as guiding principles for a harmonious and peaceful life. The secrets of others, personal plans, complaints and dissatisfactions, acts of kindness, the flaws of others, personal fears, and wealth or material possessions. Having absorbed these principles of wisdom, we can now approach the 12 things a truly intelligent person never says. Intelligence goes far beyond IQ scores or diplomas. It is measured by practical wisdom, sound judgment, discernment, and above all, emotional control. As Plato once expressed, the wise speak because they have something to say. The foolish speak because they feel they must say something. A wise and intelligent person dedicates essential time to reflection before expressing any thought, ensuring that nothing inappropriate is said or that no statement creates a misleading or lasting negative impression. First, useless and destructive gossip. Imagine yourself in a workplace setting during a coffee break when the conversation drifts toward other people's lives, with comments like, "Did you see what happened to Juliana?" Or, "Did you hear about the scolding the boss gave Ricardo?" Curiosity is immediately triggered, but an intelligent person questions whether this information is truly necessary. Gossip offers fleeting pleasure, much like ice cream. Sweet at first, but quickly turning into a sticky, inconvenient mess. Intelligent people recognize gossip as poison, disguised as entertainment. But why is the urge to meddle in other people's lives so strong? A study from the University of California suggests that gossip accounts for nearly 65% of our daily conversations. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar argues that gossip historically served a social function, helping our ancestors form bonds and transmit crucial information for group survival. However, like any behavior, excess carries serious negative consequences. The key lies in setting boundaries. If what you are about to say would cause discomfort to the absent person, or if the intention is merely to take pleasure in someone else's misfortune, silence is the wiser choice. The temptation is powerful, but intelligence lies in redirecting that energy. Instead of spreading gossip, focus on sharing knowledge, discussing ideas, and expanding your intellectual repertoire. Socrates defended the idea that the best way to build a good reputation is, in fact, to truly be what you wish to appear to be. To break the habit of gossip, disciplined practice is essential. Challenge yourself to avoid talking about other people's lives for 7 days. Become an agent of positivity by changing the subject when gossip arises. Most importantly, practice the conscious pause. Take a deep breath before speaking to avoid triviality. A disciplined approach to speech is a deliberate choice for a more meaningful life, focused on what truly matters. Second, impulsive speech and verbal reactivity. Who hasn't felt words escape their mouth before the brain had time to process them? This is a common mistake, but truly intelligent people learn to master it through the art of strategic silence. Epictetus reminds us of nature's wisdom. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Research from Harvard confirms that individuals who think before speaking are perceived as more intelligent and trustworthy. Silence in this context is a powerful tool. The trick to avoiding verbal reactivity, which almost always leads to regret, is simple yet effective. Count to 5 before responding, especially in emotionally charged situations. This brief pause allows the brain to process the situation more rationally and less impulsively, resulting in a more mature and constructive response. Beyond counting, mindfulness should be practiced as a conscious filter for thoughts and emotions. Psychologist Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, suggests that individuals with high emotional intelligence excel at controlling impulses, including the urge to speak without thinking. A valuable technique is the THINK acronym. Is it true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind? If what you are about to say does not meet at least 3 of these criteria, silence is the better choice. Words carry immense power. They can build bridges or dig trenches, heal or wound, inspire or plant doubt. Remember, even when words are forgiven, their impact may never be forgotten. Third, lies and dishonesty. A lie, even a small one, is a dangerous habit. It resembles an unstable structure where each added falsehood increases the risk of collapse. There is a crucial distinction between an occasional lie born from pressure and making dishonesty a pattern. Lying is like trying to mask a bad odor with cheap perfume. Honesty, although uncomfortable in the short term, always produces better results in the long run. Relationships should be viewed as a bank account of trust. Every act of honesty is a deposit, and every lie is a withdrawal. Too many withdrawals inevitably lead to bankruptcy of trust. However, being intelligent does not mean being brutally honest in every situation. Emotional intelligence is necessary to discern when silence is the kindest and least destructive way to deal with the truth. The key lies in balance between honesty and kindness, because truth without tact can be cruel, while tact without truth becomes mere manipulation. Above all, lying steals from us the opportunity to remain faithful to who we are, and its cost always proves greater than the imagined benefit. Fourth, intimate financial details. Sharing personal information about your financial situation is the equivalent of handing the combination to a safe to strangers. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett once advised, "Never tell anyone how much you make. It's rude and it can be costly." Keeping finances private is a form of practical intelligence. Sharing such details invites judgment, attracts envy, and more dangerously, exposes a person to opportunists and scammers. It acts like an invisible, bulletproof vest. This does not mean absolute secrecy. Financial information should be shared with partners and trusted advisors, but the golden rule is to keep the details to yourself. If pressed, a light-hearted or evasive response can protect your privacy without appearing arrogant. Your financial situation is personal, and its privacy should be preserved. An intelligent person understands that financial discretion grants control over one's own financial narrative. Fifth, engaging in or falling for provocations. Provocations are like unwanted interruptions in the flow of inner calm. Intelligent people avoid engaging in them because they understand their destructive dynamics. The brain tends to perceive provocation as a social threat, activating defensive or aggressive instincts. This is where emotional intelligence becomes a superpower, allowing one to recognize the insecurity, pain, or boredom that often hides behind the provocateur's intentions. Choosing not to react is not weakness. It is an act that requires inner strength. A provocation should be seen as an object that hits the wall of your calm and simply falls away. Another effective technique is using humor as a shield, disarming the instigator with lightness. Engaging in provocations wastes energy and misses an opportunity to strengthen emotional resilience. Remaining calm, smiling, and moving on is a 30-second victory of self-control that can prevent years of resentment. Sixth, speaking in anger and losing control. The best response to anger is silence, a principle endorsed by Marcus Aurelius. Anger is a powerful emotion that can easily take over, but true wisdom lies in the ability to control it, channel it properly, and express it in a healthy way. When left unchecked, anger acts like a wildfire, destroying relationships and inner peace. Yet that same fire can be controlled and used to warm, cook, and illuminate, transforming potential destruction into something constructive. Intelligent individuals cultivate patience and self-control, turning impulsive reactions into thoughtful responses. In doing so, words become tools for building rather than destroying, reflecting inner wisdom instead of momentary impulse. Seventh, oversharing on social media. Life should be seen as a house and social media as its windows. Sharing every detail of one's life is like inviting strangers to rummage through the interior of your privacy. Social platforms are powerful tools, but the key lies in balance between sharing and protection. Posts should be treated as digital tattoos. Once published, they may remain forever. Caution is a form of intelligence. Using separate profiles for personal and professional life, strong passwords, and two-factor authentication are essential practices. Geolocation should be used sparingly, and selectivity in connections is vital, as each new contact opens another window into private life. Understanding privacy policies matters. Using social media intelligently does not mean disappearing or living in fear, but taking control, thinking before posting, and safeguarding personal data. Eighth, mocking or ridiculing others. One of the most revealing indicators of intelligence is understanding that ridiculing someone says far more about the mocker than the target. Before making fun of another, an intelligent person asks, "Do I feel superior or simply insecure?" Psychology explains that ridicule is often a defense mechanism used to divert attention from one's own insecurities. True superiority lies in empathy, the choice to place oneself in another's position. History offers the wisest response to mockery. Marcus Aurelius taught that the best revenge is not to become like your enemy. When being ridiculed, the best response is non-reaction or the use of confident humor to disarm the situation. Every provocation can become a free opportunity to practice patience, understanding, and self-control. Feeling discomfort is natural, but an intelligent person manages these emotions without reacting to every trigger. Letting go of the habit of mocking others creates a quiet but powerful shift. Interactions become deeper and more meaningful. The difference is simple yet profound. Laugh with people, not at them. Ninth, making empty commitments. Agreeing to a commitment you know you cannot or will not fulfill is the equivalent of writing a check without funds. It may seem harmless in the moment, but it creates problems when the time comes to honor it. The brain seeks social approval, and saying yes often feels like the easiest path. Over time, however, this behavior becomes damaging. Trust should be viewed as a mental bank account. Every promise is a deposit, and every broken commitment is a major withdrawal. Too many withdrawals lead to a deficit of credibility. To avoid empty promises, it is essential to think before speaking and to learn how to say no. An honest no is far better than an empty yes. Be realistic about your limits, communicate clearly, and once committed, do everything possible to follow through. As Warren Buffett observed, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and only 5 minutes to destroy it. That reputation is built on honoring one's word. Words are anchors that bind us to others. A wise person promises little and delivers much, building a reputation that endures. 10th, disrespect toward beliefs and religion. An intelligent person recognizes that each individual's experience and sense of meaning are unique. The diversity of beliefs and religions should be seen as a varied garden, where each flower contributes to the beauty of the whole. Disrespect and intolerance eliminate the opportunity to learn from the diversity of human thought. Seneca taught that the mark of a wise person is the ability to learn from everyone. An intelligent individual enriches life through universal respect, even without agreement. 11th, revealing the private matters or secrets of others. Betraying a confidence corrodes a relationship far more deeply than a simple disagreement. Trust is the foundation of all meaningful connections, and exposing secrets undermines that foundation. Imagine trust as a solid structure. Each disclosed secret creates a crack that widens over time, weakening the integrity of the entire structure until collapse. The question becomes whether it is worth sacrificing lasting relationships for a fleeting moment of attention. Honoring trust is an act of virtue and integrity, strengthening both relationships and character. Discretion is essential to becoming a source of safety for others. 12th, constantly expressing dissatisfaction. Conclusion, speak less, live better. As Epictetus taught, what matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond to what happens. Intelligent people understand that constantly voicing dissatisfaction rarely changes circumstances and instead sustains a cycle of negativity. It is like endlessly stirring a cup of tea. The internal turbulence never settles. The focus must shift from the problem itself to response and action. A useful exercise is to reflect on how many complaints have truly resulted in real solutions. Choosing not to broadcast dissatisfaction preserves inner peace and redirects energy toward productive solutions. The potential gain is the abandonment of constant inner turbulence in favor of a clear, calm, and grounded life.